Welcome to the PI Planning Cooking Show. This week we're going to talk about PI Planning Readiness.
Welcome to the PI Planning Cooking Show with Shane Harrison.
Strangely enough, that's really important. Because if you want to derail your PI planning, what's the best way to do it? Oh, not be prepared. So, this is probably what's more important? Nothing. This is the most important thing you have to do in your IP iteration. Be ready for planning. Even if it means you have to take more stuff, more of your leftovers or your carry forward or whatever you want to call what's left from your last PI in, make sure your preparation is ready and it's solid. Because you know what's going to happen. You're going to go into that PI planning, you're going to create a plan, and then you're going to execute it. And we all know the real world will interfere and throw hand grenades at it and poke it with forks and do all kinds of damaging things to it. But if you have a good plan to start off with, you have a base on which you can adapt. What happens if you don't have a good plan to start off with? How are you going to adapt to the world interfering with life? Panic? Fear? Shame? No. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure you prepare for your planning properly and you have a good PI planning. That means every feature has to be reviewed by the teams who are most likely to execute it, and yes, that means more than one team can look at the feature, and those teams have to have all their questions answered sufficiently that they believe they could take it into planning, plan it, execute it, and deliver the value to the client. If you don't have that, your planning will start off and it'll become a mess. I have watched PI plannings where they walk into the session, the teams haven't seen the features before, they haven't prepared the features before or even thought about them. And you know what happens? Day one of PI planning, day one of PI planning is socialization. What happens on day two? A mad panic to try and get some sort of plan together. You do not want to be in that place, because what happens after that is you have a very painful and ugly PI. So make sure your teams are ready, your facilities are ready, your logistics are ready, your Coke, your water, your coffee, all of those things are ready. You've double, triple tested all of your logistics. But make sure those features are ready and the teams have affirmed. So not a nod of the head, yeah, I think it's okay, might be okay. I want to hear a yes, it's definitely okay. If you want a little trip, the trick is fist 5. So what I do, and I advise my PMs to do, is in the final preparation for PI planning, when you're going through those features, everybody in the team, fist of 5, is this feature ready for planning? If you get one of those, bottle of vodka maybe, one of these, just cry. One of these, you've got some questions to answer. One of these, 4, that means you can go into planning. Every feature should be at a 4. That's your target. Now for a brief side shuffle, I want to talk about what the word every means. For me, when I'm talking about every, I mean 8 or 9 out of 10. You may go into some in planning which aren't quite ready, but the more that you have ready, the more that you have up at the target state, the less pain it will cause when you're trying to figure out what to do with the other ones. Okay, so make sure you're ready for your PI planning. Make sure everything works. I really cannot emphasize enough. Even if it means, and I know some organizations do this, and I have no problem with it, that they reserve the day before planning. That day is final nail down day. We're not going to put any workshops or anything. What we do is we say this is final preparation day. Teams, product managers do what needs to be done to make sure you're ready for planning the next day. So that's preparing for your PI planning. Make sure it's smack on the button, okay? You're going to be committing up to 150 people for 3 months of work, so taking an extra day or 2 or a few hours is worth it. Anyway, if you like what you've heard, if you think this is interesting or entertaining, or you want to make some comments, make some suggestions, or I'd love some suggestions, put them into the comments below. Click subscribe, press the bell, and yes, we're coming to the end of the Rugby World Cup. And I'm running out of black shirts. A New Zealander during the Rugby World Cup, running out of black shirts. It's not possible. So what I'd like, or what I need, is more shirts. Feel free to send very big, sorry about that, black shirts to RenTouch, and I will wear it. Well, no, actually, I'll wear the colors of your team, whoever wins, after the Rugby World Cup. Have a great week. We'll be back again next week with more from the PI Planning Cooking Show. And we're going to start to talk about our new series. Our new series involves Star Wars creatures and battles, and it's just amazing. We've even got like Harry Potter. No, I'm kidding. It's just more about safe and more about agile, and there's no starships or Death Stars, but there'll be some fun. So next week we're going to talk about our coming series. Thank you for watching. See you later. Goodbye.
That's the PI Planning Cooking Show with Shane Harrison.